Welcome back to the BetCanada channel. I am Jeff Lloyd. One of what would be the better feel-good stories in the NFL right now in the AFC and leading the AFC North would be the 2-0 Cincinnati Bengals. Coach Zach Taylor has been waiting for this moment. This was a team that even when they were succeeding, always struggled right out of the gate. They finally get their 2-0. Week 1, should have lost and were absolutely stymied in the second half by the Cleveland Browns defense, but yet still found a way with a little bit of luck and 2 second half interceptions to pull that game out. Yesterday, game starts relatively even between themselves and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Joe Burrow goes down. Didn't know the extent of the injury at the time, a toe injury. Jake Browning comes in off the bench, looking kind of like he did in 2023. Crazy, hectic, chaotic, but enough to pull off a victory for the Cincinnati Bengals against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Monday morning, the news breaks. Joe Burrow, not only is it a toe injury, it's some torn ligaments, and it is going to require surgery. And the time of rehab and maybe being back to the field is being described in months. Devastating blow for the Bengals. Now, this was a team by myself and many others that was ridiculed all offseason. This team decided that financially, they were basically going to put all of their monetary resources into 3 players: Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Not the worst idea in the world, to be honest, looking at the production that these 3 put up together. But it kinda left defensive end Trey Hendrickson on the outside looking in. It went well into the summer, well into training camp, well into preseason games before they finally got everything squared away with their top defensive player. Hendrickson had the closing sack on basically what was the coup de grace on the Bengals' victory yesterday. But now here is a team in a really, really difficult situation. This entire team is built around Joe Burrow leading it. And now, unfortunately, this could be Joe Burrow's 3rd season-ending injury. His rookie year ended short, 2023 ended short. Here we are yet again in 2025, and the uncertainty of whether or not Joe Burrow can appear again in 2025 is certainly up in the air. A lot of that would have to do on how the Bengals are going to tread water. They do have the advantage of this 2-0 start to their season. And Jake Browning is not unfamiliar with leading this team, and he can distribute the ball. He has a little bit better mobility than Joe Burrow. But again, this team is built to throw the ball and throw it often. And while there were 3 interceptions by Browning yesterday, 2 of which were kinda to underneath coverage. Browning is not the biggest guy, so sometimes the linebacker sitting can be a little bit difficult for Jake Browning to find, and that certainly showed up yesterday with 2 of the 3 interceptions that Browning showed. Normally, in a situation like this, what do you do if you're a team? We gotta go to the backup quarterback. We gotta go to the backup quarterback for an extended period of time. Okay, it's maybe time to lean on the running game a little bit. Well, Chase Brown, who had a really effective 2024, has not really been a factor at all yet here in 2025. 37 carries. He is running for an average of 2.4 yards per carry. Not necessarily all on him. This offensive line certainly has its issues, which has led to Joe Burrow's injury. But trying to say you're going to lean on the running game now when it's 37 carries through 2 games, with most of it Joe Burrow behind center, it's not really doing anything to deter the opponent from basically selling out for the run. Now, Browning can make this interesting. And the Bengals do have the advantage that they are 2-0. Right now, they are sitting in first place in the AFC North. But it's going to take yeoman's work to keep this going. Joe Burrow is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, bar none. It is not easy to overcome the loss of a player like Joe. The Bengals certainly have the talented resource in the skill positions that can maybe carry a backup quarterback. But right now, this team is just in an absolute, really difficult spot. This is a team that unfortunately is tied financially. So to go as heavy as they did in on 4 pieces, 3 on offense and 1 on defense, it's not like they're in a team where they can maybe pick up a contract or necessarily want to pick up a contract to help this team get better. The Bengals and Zach Taylor may have gotten their wish and their dream by starting the season 2-0, but they ended up with the ultimate nightmare in Joe Burrow being out for months. I am Jeff Lloyd. This is the Bet Canada channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course,